In this video, I survive 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, but to make it interesting, I have to beat the Ender Dragon, the Wither, the Elder Guardians, and I have to survive an encounter with the Warrior, get a full-powered beacon, and get every single music disc in the game, including all the ones from Creepers, the Bastions, the Ancient City. So much has happened in this video and you don't want to miss it. Make sure to watch to the end to see the story on how I survived 100 days in Minecraft's hardest difficulty. Day 1, I spawned in near a river and I mined some pumpkins. I found a village and killed the only piece of protection the village had. Stole their bed, planted some sugarcane for later use, and I made a boat and started sailing past the high seas. I looked to my right and saw a massive mountain with loads of coal and iron, and I found a shipwreck with a treasure map, and I took a nap atop the ship's mast. I made a bucket, got some lava for later uses. Lava is just like flint steel, can cook animals alive, allowing for their meat to be cooked to a perfect medium rare. I also got a bucket to allow myself the chance of surviving long falls. I went into the mountains, mined a ton of iron, even found a zombie spawner with 2 of the 15 total music discs I needed. I hunted down some pigs, some other animals before finding a ruined portal. I broke the crying obsidian in the way, and I replaced it with obsidian and lit the portal before entering. I found a buried shipwreck and I looted it. It didn't have anything crazy, but it was worth it. So I went back to the portal and made a full suit of iron armor and went to bed for the night. I went into the Nether and made a safe bunker around the portal with gas-proof blocks. So I decided that mining through the roof would be a safer option for me than anything else. So I dug through to found a fortress, found a spawner, got some blaze rods, found a warp forest near me. So I hid in a tunnel and lured over some endermen and farmed them for those sweet ender pearls before running back to the portal and started gathering loads of wood and started my journey to the strongholds. It took me a few days to get there, but once the eyes started heading down, I started to mine down with them. And I found the stronghold. I entered the stronghold and started exploring until I found the portal room. I locked myself inside and started prepping for the fight ahead of me. Once I was ready, I placed the last eye in and jumped in. After a long, hard fight, I'd slain the beast. But my journey was far from over. I took the XP and her child and immediately went to a gateway that had appeared. I pearled through and I started exploring. When I got home, I got straight to work, luring local villagers from their homes to quote-unquote help them. I organized all my stuff in the shulkers, and I gathered tons of wood and other blocks I would need in the future. I turned my first 2 villagers into a villager breeder before going mining and getting very little out of it. I returned home and started to work on my creeper farm. I used the wood in order to build it, something I would deeply regret later on. Some birds tried to stop me, but I failed, so I turned to the villager breeder, and I changed all of their wheat into carrots to allow them to grow even faster. And I went into the jungle to gather more wood as I was starting to run out. And I had finished the farm by day 22, and I started to work on the AFK platform where I could sit comfortably and allow all the gunpowder to pile up. Now that I had tons of sugarcane and gunpowder, I needed to get rich. So I started to lure more villagers from the village, and the first villager I got turned into a mending villager. And I put mending on most of my gear, and I lured some more villagers over and got work clearing out an area for my automatic carrot farm. Now as long as I don't acknowledge their human rights, I can get infinite carrots. I started to bring the villagers from the breeder into the farm, taking the parents away from their kids so that they can work. I also made an iron farm. It took 2 days to complete, as I had to go destroy a local ecosystem of the desert for blocks, but I named the zombie after one of my viewers before luring the villagers into pits where they will live out the rest of their days. I had finished the iron farm and now AFK'd for iron and gunpowder. After I was done AFKing, I got some sand, grabbed gunpowder, and made tons of TNT that I would use to get tons and tons of netherite.
Day has passed like a hurricane to my heart, to the far
Leaving the nether, I came home with 10 ancient debris that I threw into the furnace before AFKing for more gunpowder. I needed full netherite armor, and that was a must. So I went mining for some time, and I found a mob spawner, and I found a freaking god apple. Now, I've been wanting to build some kind of base. So I went and I started mining some spruce in order to build a ship to live on. But it wasn't just building a ship for no reason. I wanted to build a ship in the middle of the ocean so I could easily raid ocean monuments. As I planned in the 200 days to build my main base in an ocean monument. As now that I have my ship built, I could still order all my valuables on here and not have to worry about my mobs griefing my base. I brought all my stuff from my main base and I went out to kill some Elder Guardians. With the Elder Guardians dead, I went home now, wanting to get some better villagers, so I began getting them killed by zombies and converting them so that they gave me a permanent discount. I also got new villagers to expand my range of items so that I could buy and sell, and I made sure to get looting 3 for later on wither skull grinding. Birds tried to kill me again but failed as I brought a cartographer to the site. After finishing up with the villagers, I went and I farmed some wither skeletons for 3 skulls. But I don't have amazing video cards, so the footage got glitched and it wasn't recoverable. So take my word for it, I got all 3 skulls. Taking a break from the villagers, I went mining for more ancient debris and didn't get crazy lucky. But just because I had full netherite armor didn't mean I was rich. So back to the village as I was. As I had a variety of trades that helped me get crazy amounts of emeralds, like my farmer that sold 2 to 4 carrots for 1 emerald. With my automatic carrot farm, I could make a crazy amount of emeralds off him. So with the crazy amount of emeralds I was getting, I bought a map for a woodland mansion and I prepped my next adventure. I wanted some totems of undying, and this would help me get them. I landed on the roof and looked for this entrance, and once I found it, I jumped into a pool and pillared up and began exploring. I had everything I wanted, so I left for home so I could stash my loot on my ship before going back to the villager site and trying to make it look a little nicer. But with the zombie conversion chamber cleaned up a bit, I went to the Nether to try and get the pig step music disc, as it would be one of the hardest ones to get, as it's protected by brutes, which have one of the most deadly attacks in the game. I didn't get the disc, but I did get some netherite, which was super handy. But the time had come. I was ready to fight the wither, so I dug into a mountain and started placing those skulls. With that, I now have the resources to make a beacon, which I immediately got to work doing. Some birds tried to stop me on my quest, but I had failed as always. It took all my resources, but I got a full beacon made. Check that one off my list. I did a lot more trading, as not only to repair my gear, but to keep on growing my wealth. Before I AFK'd for some more gunpowder, I grabbed all the sugarcane I got and all the gunpowder I got and made 9 stacks of fireworks. Why did I need all this? Well, I wanted to go end city raiding, of course. With that, I headed home, and I did my usual trades with my villagers and healed up my elytra before I flew to some local mountains to grab some ice, as later on I will need ice for item collection systems on the side. But as I was mining ice, I saw a cave, and for the heck of it, I flew in. That raid didn't go so well, as the warden almost got me and I had to fly and I hit so many walls I had to use my god app. But I stashed my loot on my ship before doing some more trading to repair my gear and get more emeralds. Now I also wanted to get a slime farm set up, so when I build my mega base, I could use slime block flying machines to help me build it. But as I was out building it, I found an amethyst geode. I grabbed a ton of the crystals and blocks for later use in my builds before getting back to work on the farm. But before I knew it, I was down to my last 8 days. I got some more villagers, but I knew my time to get the final task of the music disc was running. I checked the slime farm and I saw it was doing amazing and I was producing lots of slime. But now I needed to move fast. I needed to crank out all the music discs in 6 days. So I'd gotten to my creeper farm and I converted it into a manual music disc farm. How? By making a pit for the creepers to fall into, and having a skeleton shoot fire through lava hitting a TNT, making all the creepers die to the skeleton due to the TNT, allowing me to get all of the music discs. Now it was time to get those discs. I'd gotten all the music discs except for war, but I'd left the lava in for too long and now the farm had caught fire. I had very little time to fix it, so I grabbed whatever I could and I put it all back together. Eventually it was fixed and I got the last music disc, Ward, from the creepers. Now I had to get last 3 discs, 2 from an ancient city and 1 from the bastions. Could I do it in time? I had done it all. I'd slain the dragon, conquered the depths of the sea, slayed the wither, arrived and encountered the warden, gotten all the music discs, but I have so much more in plan for the next 100 days, as I want to build the ultimate base in hardcore survival Minecraft. But if you enjoyed, please subscribe and watch some more of my content. When the next episode is up, I'll put an end screen here to that video. Otherwise, have an amazing day.